Hello, I'm Narendra, and today we are going to discuss a controversial topic. It's about Sabarimala and whether Sabarimala is against gender justice. You know that a few years back there was a Supreme Court case that women have to be allowed inside the shrine, and there has been a long tradition that women of menstruating age, that is between the age of 10 and 50, they are not allowed inside the Sabarimala shrine. And Supreme Court had ruled that women have to be allowed. It goes against the gender justice. Okay. Now we are going to explore that question as to why would a temple have that kind of a stricture that women of menstruating age would not be allowed inside. No other temple in India has that kind of a rule. Why especially Sabarimala? Okay. Now, in order to understand this matter, we have to delve into mythology, the origin of the story of Sabarimala. Now, all of you have heard about the Samudra Manthan story, churning of the ocean of milk. The gods were on one side, the demons were on the other, and the main reason for that churning of the ocean was to get the nectar of immortality, Amrita. That was the whole purpose, that after the churning, Amrita would come out, and whoever would have the Amrita would attain to immortality. And you know the story that initially a huge amount of poison comes out, which Shiva takes it into himself to protect creation, and when it was going down inside his system, Parvati had grabbed his neck and stopped it there, and that is why he became Nilkant and all that story. Okay. Now, after the churning was over, the nectar finally was obtained, but the demons captured it and they escaped with that. And then the gods prayed to Vishnu that please, the Asuras have run away with the Amrita, you please recover it for us. So what Vishnu does is, he incarnates as Mohini. Now Mohini is a female form of exquisite beauty and irresistible attraction. No one can resist the charm and attraction of Mohini. So he appears before the Asuras and they are totally mesmerized by Mohini's beauty, and she says that I will and in the meantime the Asuras had started fighting between themselves. After all, they are Asuras. So they had started fighting amongst themselves that who is going to have it first. Then Mohini says that I am going to distribute equitably to all of you, so you hand over the pitcher to me. And so they give the pitcher to Mohini. Now again, this story, there's a symbolism behind this, and that would require a separate video for that, which I would do at some stage. So I'm just telling you the story in short to arrive at the Ayyappa Swamy thing. Okay. Now then she takes away the pitcher from them and she starts distributing amongst the gods. And more or less all the gods had their fill, and that is how the day is saved. The Asuras finally, they are deprived of the Amrita. So when this story was told to Shiva, Shiva expressed his desire to see the Mohini form of Vishnu. But he was warned that if you look at Mohini, you won't be able to resist yourself. She is so enchanting, she is so alluring. No man can resist Mohini's charms. But Shiva, he was proud in his yogic accomplishments, and he said, no, come on, let me have a look. So Vishnu reveals himself in the form of Mohini, and Shiva is unable to resist himself. And Shiva has physical union with Mohini. And the result of that union is a boy child called Shashtha, who is also called the Harihara Putra. Hari is Vishnu and Hara is Shiva. So he is Harihara Putra, and he is Ayyappa Swamy, who is worshipped at the Sabarimala shrine. So that is the story behind the origin of Ayyappa Swamy as per our mythology. Now, you understand that the very birth of Ayyappa Swamy happened because his father, Shiva himself, could not resist the sexual allurement of Mohini. Himself being a tapasvi and a Mahayogi, he could not resist the temptation of Mohini. So the very birth of Ayyappa Swamy has a significance. And in my view and in my understanding, that is the reason why Ayyappa Swamy had taken a vow of lifelong celibacy. It is called Naishtika Brahmacharya. There are other kinds of Brahmacharya also. In our olden days, students were supposed to stay in the Gurukul of their teachers and they were supposed to pursue their studies. And that was a period of Brahmacharya as well. But after the studies were complete, the students would go back to their home and perform their Grihastha ashram. They'll become householders and all that. But that Brahmacharya was temporary. But this vow of Naishtika Brahmacharya is a vow of eternal celibacy, which Ayyappa Swamy undertook. Probably the psychological reason behind that is my father had failed. Maybe. That's not told in the mythological story, but that's my understanding of it. And this discipline of Naishtika Brahmachari is extremely arduous and difficult. You have to lead a life of extreme hardship and strict control over your senses. And even you should not visually see women of menstruating age. That kind of a discipline. And a Naishtika Brahmachari, he opts to stay with his guru for his entire life. Whatever bhiksha he gets, whatever he begs throughout the day, he has to hand it over to his guru, and whatever his guru gives him after that, he has to consume only that much. He can never sleep in a cot. He can never lie down in his entire life. He has to spend his life in a sitting posture, ever ready and alert to absorb any knowledge that his guru might give. And that is why you would see Ayyappa Swamy in the pictures, you would see he's sitting in a particular way. Even his legs are tied. He's sitting, ever alert. He can never lie down. He cannot apply oils and perfumes. He cannot be, taking care of his body and all that. He should be indifferent. He should be sitting day and night. That is the condition of the Naishtika Brahmachari. It's a very tough discipline. So Ayyappa Swamy had opted for that kind of a life. Now, I don't know whether you people are aware, but the Sabarimala shrine is not open throughout the year. It is open for about 40 days between mid-November to 4th week of December, about 40-41 days. Then every month, every Malayali month, the first 5 days of every Malayali month it is open. And 2 other days, that is Makar Sankranti and Vishu, what is New Year for the Malayalis, those 2 days. So in all, you would find that Sabarimala shrine is open for only about 3 months in a year. For 9 months, the shrine is closed. Why is it so? That is because Ayyappa Swamy is performing penance. He has withdrawn from the world. He is doing penance. He is a lifelong celibate. He cannot be seen in the company of women. That is his life. He had chosen that life. And whoever goes to the Sabarimala shrine, the devotees, they have to also undertake a vow of austerity. For 41 days, no smoking, no drinking, no sex, sleeping on the floor. You cannot sleep on a cot. You have to go barefoot, and no shaving, no cutting of your hair and nails. You may be attending office or whatever, but you have to go barefoot. And you have to wear black dress. You have to wear black attire. Now, black signifies what is black? Black is basically absence of all colors. It denotes withdrawal from the world, with dead to the pleasures and plurality, multiplicity of the world. It denotes withdrawal and penance, that I am dead to the world. That is what black color signifies. I am wearing black today, but that's a coincidence. So that is what black means. You're supposed to wear black, and for 41 days you have to go through these austerities. Only then you are allowed entry into the shrine after the bath and have a darshan of Ayyappa Swamy. So this is the story. And so it's basically, you try to understand the spirit behind Ayyappa Swamy's penance and the life that he has chosen for himself. Now I'll give you an analogy. Not analogy, it's a parallel basically. You have heard about the Kamakhya temple of Guwahati. There, the genital organs of Devi, Mother Goddess, is worshipped. You know that story that Sati body parts were cut into the 51 parts of the Sati's body, and wherever they fell, each became a Shakti Peeth. And Kamakhya is one of the most powerful Shakti Peeths in our country. There, the genital organs, the yoni of the Mother Goddess is worshipped. And there, for 5 days in a year, the doors are closed to all men. Only the women priests are there, and the shrine is attended to only by women. And because those 5 days, it is believed that Devi is menstruating. Actually, red water comes out from the shrine. So that is the idea, that Devi is menstruating, and in those 5, it is called Ambubachi. It is called Ambubachi, and men are not allowed inside the shrine. Now, if I insist, as a man, if I insist on my legal right to enter the shrine, it's a shrine, I'm free to go. I insist on my legal right, on my human right, on my gender right, and I go to the Supreme Court and I get an order, and I suppose I barge into Kamakhya's shrine even during those 5 days when Devi is supposed to be menstruating. How sensible do you think would that be? Okay, the big question is, we may worship, we may make a show of our worship, but do we respect? Would that be showing respect to Mother Goddess, who it is believed that she is going through a period of her menstruation where men are not allowed inside the shrine? Would I be showing respect to the Devi? Similarly, the same logic applies to Ayyappa Swamy. I may exercise my legal right, I may get a order from Supreme Court, and I may barge into the shrine, and I may trample under my feet all the significance, the legend and the mythology, everything. And I may exert my right, I may exert my right. And I'm claiming that I'm a devotee and I need entry. Yes, I may claim that I'm a devotee. I may worship, but do I respect? Am I willing to concede that even the deity may have her or his own rights? The deity may have his rights. Am I willing to concede? That is a question we have to ask. That is one part of it. And what is this about, gender justice and all? You see what is happening in our country. A whole lot of women, they are put into their hijabs and burqas. And what is the idea of hijab and burqa? The women cannot be seen by any men who do not belong to that family. Only men of that family can see that woman. Is this gender justice? I would like to ask. Let's take the millions of mosques that are there in our country. Women are not allowed. You would find millions of Muslim men performing namaz on the streets. How many men, how many women have you found there? Even with their hijabs and burqas. How many women? No, this is not Jnana Mudra. This is zero. So, what happens to the feminists? I would like to ask them. What happens to your voice when you see that kind of a gender inequality and gender injustice happening throughout the country? What happens to your sense of gender justice? I want to ask. Are you too scared of Islam's rigidity? Or for the safety of your necks? It's only one shrine in our whole country, somewhere lying somewhere at the southern tip of the country. One shrine, one particular mythology, one story about celibacy, about a celibate god, and we can't respect that. So this has to come from inside. This respect. You may worship, but if you do not have that respect, that worship is meaningless. And in the other cases, whether it's the hijab or burqa or women not being allowed in any of the mosques in India, if you hide behind the fig leaf of it's their religion, in that case this is our religion too. Why don't you accept that? So that is what Sabarimala is all about, and we should seriously face this question. We should introspect. We should ask that whether we are going to preserve our culture, our traditions, or whether we are going to trample them under our feet in the name of modernity. We have to think, and we should know the story. Why something is like that? Why men are not allowed inside Kamakhya temple during the Ambubachi Mela? Why women are not allowed in Sabarimala? We should ask ourselves what is behind the story, and whether we can respect that sentiment, whether we can respect that faith. That is the question we have to ask ourselves. Thank you very much. This video has been pretty long. I would request that you please share it with your friends and leave your comments, and you can ask me questions. I'll try to answer them in the comment section. And I would end my video with Ayyappa Swamy Sharanam. Thank you very much.